honey musty? Honey musty. That's right. Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
Tonight on the show, I'm going to teach you how to make chicken piccata. Chicken piccata roughly translates to pricked chicken. So if you would like to make your best prick jokes in the YouTube comments below, good luck. I don't know if it'll get censored or not, and I don't really care. Chicken piccata is a household staple in the world because it is chicken in a sauce. It involves exotic ingredients such as capers and lemons and garlic. All good things. I'm making this dish today in part because it is quick and easy, but I also happen to have extremely high quality chicken breasts from my meat share a la Whip Farm, and here they are. I will also be making a little bit of pasta to go with this. It is Italian, this dish, and I might even make a little broccolini, which was on sale. What else is there to say? Not much. Other than, I have been angry at work for at least 7 business days, plus or minus 3 business days, minus the minus, it's been at least 7 business days. I am perturbed. I am unsettled. I just wanted to share that. This here cocktail is number 2 on this particular Tuesday. It's 2 Cocktail Tuesday, plus or minus, minus the minus. I'm gonna have another one of those. Okay, I got some boiling water that I have seasoned with Himalayan pink salt because it is the only salt that I have. I have been trying to buy kosher salt for 2 goddamn weeks, but in this high inflation economy with disrupted supply chains, nobody sells kosher salt except Jeff Bezos, who I don't want to give $12 for 1 pound of kosher salt. It's not right. I'm being fleeced. That's price gouging. Here's angel hair pasta. Angel hair pasta does not take too long to cook. Not at all. But that's fine for our purposes today. Because we're in a hurry. A hurry to be done with the day. Do you ever felt that? You ever felt you at near the end of the day and you're like, I want this day to end. Let me expedite that.
Going to bed.
Yes! Yes! That's exactly correct. Let me just go to bed. Okay, that pasta will cook over there. We'll probably forget about it. It'll probably be overcooked. It's fine. All right, let's work on our chicken. Okay, so I don't know exactly what the chicken breast that we're working with will look like. It came frozen. I can kind of see the outlines, but we need to know how big that titty is. And here is the chicken breast. It's actually pretty large. So we have a choice to make, which is, do we want to pound that chicken titty or not? This dish is traditionally prepared with a chicken cutlet, and oftentimes that chicken cutlet is pounded to a thinness, basically so it can cook faster. So really the choice there is how long do you want the chicken to take to cook? I'm kind of thinking that, do I really want to pound the chicken? Do I really want to do that? I don't want to do that, but it do be kind of thick. That's the rub. That's the rub. I think we pound it. I think we do it. I think we bite the bullet. Okay, so if you're gonna pound the chicken, you're gonna need a plastic wrap. Or, conceivably, you could just use a bag and hope for the best. What is a plastic bag if not 2 sheets of plastic wrap that are held together by a zipper? And other philosophical questions here on the show. All right, so we'll just hit the chicken in the bag. I will admit, it do be kind of fun to smash this chicken. And it doesn't gotta be that smashed, but I will comment here that having beat this chicken a bit, we will need to actually trim it up into smaller cutlets. And what is a cutlet, pray tell? It is a chicken that has been cut. So we'll have a few wonky pieces and that's fine. But I think what I'll do is kind of have pieces like that. Where we pounded that chicken a bit, it's a bit thinner now, it should cook faster and more evenly. That's really what I care about is the evenness of the cook. Here again, our cutlet, we'll just do one of those. So now we have 4 big cutlets and 1 medium cutlet and some miscellaneous chicken. I bet you that angel hair is done. Are you done, angel hair? Indeed. Okay, this is kind of a weird and dumb way to do this. I kind of want to keep this water for other cooking purposes, so I'm going to fish out this pasta into a strainer, into a bowl, to the best of my ability, and that pasta will just hang out while we do everything else. This has worked reasonably well so far. Far better than expected, to be honest. And actually, I'm having a five-head moment. A moment of clarity and understanding as to what I should do, which is to dump this whole thing into the bowl and then put the water back in. I'm gonna put it on the counter for a second. Put that water back in. Nice starchy water. And then this will just hang out over here. And of course, you know, since I cooked it so early, that pasta will just solidify into one big blob. Fantastic. Okay, here's our chicken. It remains right here. Let's season it with pink Himalayan sea salt. Wait, I mean just salt? I don't think Himalayan salt comes from the sea. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe I have a really incorrect understanding of geography. Some pepper. Peppers are hot, I have heard it said. I will also say that in the continual elevation of the quality of PGC, I have restocked this pepper grinder as supplied by Sugar and Jake from all those years ago with rainbow peppercorns. That's right, a depth of peppercorns for a depth of flavor. Incredible. I'm sure it'll make a big difference. Okay, next up, here in this plate, we are going to apply some flour directly to the plate. There is some chicken juice on that plate. Am I worried about it? No. Why? Because I'm about to slap some raw chicken into that plate. So soon there will be even more chicken juice there. And over here, today I am using a non-stick skillet, but of course you could use cast iron or maybe even steel. I'm going to liberally fill it with olive oil and start heating it up for the frying of this here shit. So I'm going to heat this oil up on medium-high heat, and then I am going to dredge my chicken. And when you dredge the chicken, you place the chicken into the flour so it's nice and coated. We've done this before with other meats. Here I am dredging that chicken in the flour, and the chicken. All right, our oil is sizzling and popping. I don't actually think the oil's that hot, and it's not, in fact, you can see based on that, so maybe it's just steam in the air. So I'm gonna pause there. I'll put the rest of my cutlets in and when this gets hotter. I would like to know why that's doing that. Meanwhile, we can take our broccolini and pop it in that there pasta water. If you've got enough pasta water that it can fully submerge the broccolini, great. If not, you can pop a lid on this and it'll kind of steam in the liquid. But I'm just gonna let that kind of hang out in there, having a good time. Okay, so this time it shit's popping because I got wet hands and I was talking with my hands over that cutlet. So that's what happened there. Nice job, meat. Well, we're getting closer in terms of like how hot this oil should be. This will probably be the least good tasting chicken, this one. Keep that in mind. I don't know why you need to keep it in mind, but you should. While I stare at this, I think I'm gonna have another cocktail. Okay, I'm satisfied with that, the temperature of the oil, so we can go ahead and get the rest of our chicky bum bum into the oil. You can see I am first placing the larger cutlets so as to ensure that we get the good chicken cooked first. Will I crowd the pan? Is that even a question? Of course I will. There's our miscellaneous chicken, and we will cook until a nice crust develops. And also until the chicken is cooked. So that is one of the primary goals of cooking chicken, to ensure that it is cooked. Let's take a look at what's going on with this broccolini. You can see it's starting to turn bright green. It's a good sign. I'm not totally sure how I want to finish it. I'm kind of thinking I might saute it in a pan, but you know, who knows? Who knows what I'll do? Not me, I don't know what I'll do. And that's it for now. For just this moment, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Okay, so I am satisfied with the blanching of this broccolini. You can see that deep green color. That's a sign that the broccoli is done and the pain is gone. Here's another indication. You take a fork, and if you can pierce the thick part of the stem, but it's not mushy, it means it's in a good shape. So we'll let this hang out on the side as well, and we'll decide how we finish that in a little bit. I would be remiss if I were not to retain some of this starchy water from this here pot. So I just take a little mug, kind of grab some of that, and then park it. And then using my hot grabbies, of which I have two, one for each hand, I'm gonna go ahead and dump off the rest of this water down the drain. And because I don't want to do any more dishes, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat right back on, and we'll go ahead and make the rest of our pasta sauce in there. Now I will comment, in spite of my pounding with that hammer, this chicken kind of looking thick. That's okay. I'll basically just have to cook it a little bit longer. This is our initial piece that I said would be the worst, but hey, look at that. It looks pretty good. Our other chicken looks like it could use a little bit more time to develop some of that crust, so I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer before flipping. Okay, I let the water steam up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add some olive oil in here. It might start crack-a-lacking pretty soon. And over here, I'm gonna prep some ingredients. Using the incredible spectrum of flavors that exist in this beautiful earth, I'm gonna put garlic in the chicken and also in the pasta. So I'm gonna roughly chop that like so, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop all of that right into the olive oil. So what we're doing with the pasta today is kind of like a cherry tomato sauce. So essentially what we're gonna do is, you can either slice or pierce. You can like just stab these tomatoes to help them break a little bit in the sauce. And we're just gonna cook them down and then kind of toss the pasta in the juice of these tomatoes. It's super simple. It's basically like olive oil, garlic, tomato. You can add more things, of course, but it's just a really nice, simple pasta. Fun and easy and good year-round, I'd say. You can see I got tired of slicing real quick, so I'm just stabbing them. And you could think of this as like, you know, it's cruel to cook a tomato if you don't kill it first, right? It's like a lobster. Same color, same principle applies. All right, so look how fast our garlic browned. God damn, this is way too hot. It's way too hot, that's what is signaling to me. And our chicken is certainly ready to flip. I'm telling you what, it's looking pretty nice. It's actually looking very nice. All right. Certainly we can temp check the chicken to see how we're progressing. Check out this guy first. That chicken's done. I have overcooked the chicken, is what I'm learning right here. Okay, so I overcooked all this chicken. But it's really high quality chicken, so it's still gonna taste good. So what I'm gonna do is lower the heat all the way down. I'm gonna give this just another few seconds to just brown on the other side. It's really not the end of the world at all. But yeah, I don't care. All right, so we will move our fully cooked chicken to a clean plate. Actually, I'm curious for this thicker chicken. Did I cook this all the way through? Aha! It's not all overcooked, John. It's just mostly overcooked. It's really okay, actually, even for that one that was below the temp that we would prefer, you know, being close to 160. It's even okay to pull that because we're going to put it back in the pan and cook it a little bit longer. All right, I'm not really sure what's going on over here. It just seems like that garlic just wants to burn, and that's fine. We'll just let it burn. Okay, it's capers time. All right, I got it open. The capers need to be drained or strained or whatever. And using the power of a strainer, I will strain these. Wow, incredible. I like capers a lot, so I'm gonna use more than is perhaps advisable. But we'll go ahead and in our chicken pan, which has nice chicken juices in it, a little bit of burnt stuff, we'll go ahead and pop those in. And if we feel so inclined, you can smash some of the capers, and that'll open up the flavor a little bit more, which is nice. Smells incredible. I love capers, absolutely love them. Letting those go for just a minute there. And next up, we will add some dry white wine. Here is this Washington Hills 2020 Dry Riesling that has been open in my fridge for at least 1 month and has been used in other PGC recipes, I'm pretty sure. Tonight we'll finally finish this homie. So we'll go ahead and pop that in, the rest of the goddamn bottle, and we'll let that reduce for a little bit, like so. I totally forgot the garlic, god damn it, but it's fine. Instead of sauteed garlic in this particular application, we'll just have wine-soaked garlic. You know, will this be perfectly sauteed garlic? No, but it's the best that I can do on this particular night, given my mental limitations. And of course it will taste nice. I'm sure of it, absolutely sure of it. So we'll let this reduce for a little bit. And of course you can, if you don't have a non-stick pan, you'll definitely want to scrape anything that's stuck to the pan. This needs something. It just needs something. What does it need? That pasta water. That pasta water should offer some starch, which will be nice. We can go ahead and throw the rest of our pasta back in, which is of course way too much pasta. And there it is in a mold. I did say that would happen, but that's okay, we'll break it up. It's gonna be a high quality pasta, I'm sure of it. What I'm gonna say right now is there's not enough liquid, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump some olive oil on it like so. And kind of try to incorporate it together as best I can. Again, this is very, very simple pasta. This is not gourmet. This is a block of angel hair pasta. It's kind of your gut fill. This is starting to look better. We'll just kind of let that chill out there. And because we're at the point of this recipe where just nothing's really going all that particularly well, and I'm definitely not timing anything right, I am gonna go ahead and chop some basil and throw that in the pasta as well. I think that'll be nice. So I just roughly chopped a bunch of basil, whoopity-doo, and we'll mix that on together like so. I think that'll be quite nice. I think I probably could have used half as much pasta, probably twice as many tomatoes, but you know, we work with the skills we're given. Some salt and pepper. Let's give that a quick taste. It's actually really delicious. It looks like just basically a pot of noodles, but the flavors that we added were more than sufficient. That's really good. Don't sleep on this pasta that looks like a pot of just noodles. Don't sleep on it. Don't do it. Okay, our sauce over here, our wine has reduced. Our garlic be cooking. So let's add some more stuff. Let's add the juice of 1 lemon. I think these lemons don't have seeds. What an incredible feat of modern engineering. The juice of 1 lemon. And we're gonna add a bunch of butter. And this is not just any butter, this is like Vermont cultured butter with sea salt. It's fancy. And in this application, you should slice up that butter, which I'm having a little bit of a struggle with because it's melty. So just give it the opportunity to meld into the sauce. Oftentimes with a kind of a piccata sauce, you will see people add stock. And you can do that if you want. Really the goal is to emulsify the butter into the sauce. So you can see I'm stirring it around, and I want this to thicken up. I may actually need to add some water. I think using water over stock in this application is totally fine. You essentially have all of that chicken flavor from the chicken that you just cooked, bruh. And if it doesn't emulsify in the liquid that I have right now, I'll just add a little bit of water and hopefully it'll work. And we also need some parsley. I would also recommend not sleeping on parsley. Parsley is pretty good. Some people say it tastes like nothing at all, but they are wrong. Parsley tastes like parsley. And other hot takes on PGC. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there for color and for flavor, because it does have a flavor. It's the flavor of green. And we will cook that for a few minutes and hope that it thickens up. And if it doesn't thicken up, I might just give up. I might just say, okay, you win this time, sauce. And if it doesn't thicken up, you know, we'll just like let the chicken sit in it and it'll taste good. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water. Why not, right? Why not? I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper this sauce. Why not? Season at every stage of the dish, they say sometimes, whoever they are. And realizing that my pasta here is totally done, I can throw it over here. I have made a tremendous mess during this meal. All right, my broccolini is cold. Therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that in a pan with some olive oil. Really just to kind of fry it up, make it taste nice. I'm liking the direction of this sauce. They say you should kind of get this sauce to a point that it coats a spoon. Will we get there? I have no idea. In this house, we don't believe in spoons. Okay, so I'm sauteing the broccolini up a little bit. This is kind of a nice way, so I'm just sauteing it in olive oil. And you can see I'm just getting a little bit of crispness on the outside. It's totally cooked, ready to go. So we don't want to overdo it by any means. A little salt and pepper there. Now, our sauce is certainly starting to thicken up. You can see as I push it around, it's looking a little bit more viscous. So we will now return the chicken to the sauce. And this is actually primarily to heat the chicken back up. You know, it's been chilling over here, having a good time on the plate, but you know, it's not that warm anymore. So we'll just let this go for a couple minutes. The chicken, although it may be a little bit less crispy by the time that we reheat it, and make sure you get that juice from the plate back in there. This will also give the chicken a chance to absorb the flavor of this piquant sauce. Piquant is the perfect word for this. It means that like it has a taste that is almost sharp, such as the prick that Piccata refers to. So just a couple more minutes here, and then we'll be in that beautiful home stretch, flipping the chicken around, nice and juicy and tasty. And oh God, it looks so good. I can't wait to eat it. Wish you were here, fam. Couple more minutes, almost done. All right, it's been a whirlwind of cooking. John was like, I wasn't expecting all that shuffling and shitting, and I was like, well, you know, my brain. So here we are, we're at the home stretch. First we start with a little pasta. And this pasta I've tossed in the sauce. We'll just have a little bit of this on the side. A reasonable portion of pasta. This is not the Olive Garden. This is my kitchen. It is not a formal restaurant. Then we will add some broccolini for health. You need to eat more vegetables. Every single one of you viewers needs to eat more vegetables. Then we add the chicken cutlet. I'm gonna add that big one, big fatty, and maybe even a little bonus one. Plus, in addition, we take our thickened sauce and put some on top. You can see that it's very, very viscous now. Don't sleep on that chicky. Yeah, just don't sleep. And hey, if you want to, you can put a little bit on the pasta, but not too much. You don't want to mix up the flavors too terribly much. One final comment, not necessarily traditional, but certainly not, it would not be remiss to add a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan. And I'm just gonna add that to the pasta, just a little bit here, and maybe a little bit on the broccolini too. I should have commented that if you order this in a restaurant, for example, you are much more likely to have this served with rice or potatoes, often mashed potatoes. Here's our chicken, perfectly cooked. It's so good. I want to live in this chicken. I'm just gonna pinch a tit. I'm gonna pitch a tent made out of this chicken, and I'm gonna live there happily ever after. And I think that's the cue for us to end the show. That's how you do it. Happy cooking. God bless you and your family. Pray for me as I continue into probably an 8th plus not minus, just plus 3 days of being angry at work. See you next time on PGC. Bye bye.